So usually when it comes to people speaking about women's rights or men's rights, it will usually be a person from that gender. So a woman speaking about women's rights or a man speaking about men's rights. But interestingly, this woman who we're going to be reacting to in this video, called Karen Straughan, she's a woman who speaks about men's rights, and she's gonna, talk about what she found on her research and how hard life is for men.
I met with men's rights activist Karen Straughan late one night in a noisy bar. She became well known for her YouTube videos talking about male disposability and other men's rights issues. And she's a honey badger.
Part of what I do and what I research and what I think about is the reason psychologically why feminism seems to be such a comfortable, warm blanket emotionally for so many people, men and women alike. And it's so comfortable that it will make them not see things that are right in front of their face. Look.
That's a very good point. What it does is that ideology, it appeals to your emotional side and your egoic side, like your ego. So what happens is you don't actually see the logic and the rationale in the matter. And it goes so deep, but I'm sure she's going to go into it.
Get Boko Haram.
Hundreds of young girls, fast asleep in their beds, are awakened by the sound of gunfire. Armed attackers have stormed their boarding school and set fire to dozens of buildings. Nearly 300 of them are dragged from their dorm, loaded onto trucks, and carried away deep into the forest.
From New York to London rallied yesterday demanding that the terrorist group, Boko Haram, bring back our girls. It just gets to the core of you,
This unconscionable act was committed by a terrorist group determined to keep these girls from getting an education. And what happened in Nigeria was not an isolated incident. It is a story we see every day as girls around the world risk their lives to pursue their ambitions.
I mean, you must have heard about that, right? That's being spun as a fundamentalist Islamic group that is so determined to be misogynistic and oppress girls that they want to deny girls an education. But they are not against girls being educated. They're against anybody getting a Western, secular, or Christian education. The initial attacks, and there were several of them, there were over 100 men killed and 1 woman killed. And the victims were described as people, right, or villagers. And in the previous attacks on the schools, they actually let the girls go. They separated out the boys and girls, and they let the girls go, and they told them, go home, get married, renounce your sins, and live a righteous life under Allah, right? And then they burned the boys alive. There was literally no outrage.
It's crazy. They give you the headlines. The mass media is so manipulative. They know how to appeal to your emotions, as we were saying before. And they can give you one perspective which is totally different to the actual reality, which is, what she's given us. But on that point, what she said about, they were described as people, that happens a lot. It happens in so many ways. So, for example, if 100 people die, 69 of them were men, right, that died. And the other 31 were women and children. The report will say, in the news article, 30 people died, 31 of them were women and children. So it's almost like that feeling of no one actually cares as much, if it happens to a man. And this is basically what she's going through.
Right, it was barely reported on. It was one of those things, there was no opinion pieces on it, no nothing, right, until the girls were kidnapped. And look at it this way, because we played right into their hands, because they want attention. Right? And they weren't getting any attention from the Western media when they were just slaughtering boys.
That is so crazy. That's how disposable male life appears or, is to many people, in this particular system. No attention. But as soon as you do something to the girls, which is also just as horrific, that's when all of the attention comes. But if it's equally horrific, then it should cause equal outrage.
Right? They want attention. And what do? They kidnap girls and sell them into marriage or slavery, right? And everybody, the UN, Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, the UK government, the Canadian Federal Minister of Defense, right? They're all promising aid and help and equipment and personnel to help find these girls and bring them back, because this is such an outrage and oh my goodness, something needs to be done. Well, maybe if, like last year, maybe if we did something then, all of these girls would be safe in their dorms right now. Right? But we didn't. And the reason why they kidnapped those girls is because we didn't do anything. We didn't pay attention. And they want attention. Right? And they know that attacking girls or women is going to get them attention. What are we going to do? Start a campaign, bring back our boys. Oh wait, they're dead. Never mind. Right? The men, the people in Boko Haram, they're chivalrous. If those girls were boys, they wouldn't be getting education. They'd be dead. They wouldn't be sold into slavery with the hope of escape. They'd be dead.
And it highlights how crazy, you know, things are and how much the masculine, the men of today's world are just disregarded, unappreciated, and, you know, seemingly disposable. But anyway, I want to know what you think, right? So comment down below, let Reemus know, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.